What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down 3 tips for wide receivers to improve their blocking skills, okay? So now the first thing that I want to talk about with this clip is how you want to be under control when addressing a DB when you are going up for a block. So I'm going to play this thing full speed. So this is a clip from Georgia wide receiver against Michigan. Now, I want to show you how he does such a great job of being under control when approaching the DB, and that's something that so many receivers don't do. Like, this DB will be sitting right here. They'll be blocking in the run game, and guys will be so over anxious to try to get hands on this DB. So they'll come out, they'll be out of control, their feet will be narrow, they're going to try to take this DB's head off, and all he does is just take a little slide step to the inside and then go make a play in the run game. How you want to approach blocking is exactly how a DB would approach, like, playing in press against you, right? Because when he's playing in press, what's he taught to do at least? He doesn't necessarily do it all the time, but he's taught to stay square, keep his feet active, and to stay in front of you, not to overcommit to a jam, not to lunge at you with the jam, because all it takes is a talented wide receiver to swat the hands, and then he's home free on the route. So same thing in the blocking scheme for a wide receiver. I want to dress that DB with an under control base, don't want to be over anxious, and that's the first thing that's going to help you guys improve your blocking skills, okay? So before we get into the second and the third best thing that you guys can do to improve that blocking, I want to talk to you guys about a great opportunity we are offering this offseason. We are traveling out to 8 different cities across the United States for 2-day-long quarterback, wide receiver, and DB training clinics. So what we're going to be doing is we're coming out to Houston, Texas, February 5th and 6th. Then we're going to be coming out to Phoenix, Arizona, Newark, New Jersey, Atlanta, Georgia, Chicago, Illinois, Dallas, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, and Los Angeles, California. So if you guys are local to one of those 8 cities, we would love to have you out to one of our camps. Again, fellas, you guys probably heard me say this in the past. Spots are limited to only 10 to 12 guys per position group. So the reason why we're doing that is just to keep things small so we could actually take the time to coach you guys, develop you guys, and help your skills improve, not just run you through a bunch of drills like all these camps that you see nowadays do. We're actually going to teach you guys, actually going to help your skills improve and show you what you're doing wrong. So if you guys are local to one of those 8 cities or want to simply just travel out and get some work in with us, we would love to have you out. Like I said, spots are limited. Arizona, Texas, and Newark are almost completely sold out, so I hope we can see you guys out there. Very first link in that description below. Let's get back to this video. So now, second thing that we have to do to make sure that we're under control and blocking this DB, being efficient with the block, is that I have to keep a wide base and active feet, right? So when I approach him, obviously I want to be under control. But now when I decide to get hands on him or he's trying to make a move, he's trying to get out of me, I got to make sure that I have a good base and my feet stay moving. So many guys will come up to this DB and their feet will be flat or their feet will be narrow, right? So like, let's say you get hands on a DB, right? Let's say I get hands on him, but I'm not in a good, like, kind of wide base where my feet are maybe just outside of my shoulders, right? My feet are super narrow. All it takes is for that DB to get physical right back to me, swat those hands, and I'm going to be off balance because I don't have a good base. It's no different than, like, imagine like standing straight up and down and somebody's trying to push you over, right? If your feet are super close together and somebody pushes you over, chances are you're going to be off balance. But you have a wide base and you bend your knees and somebody tries to push you, you have a little bit more give with that lower half. So that's how you want to think of blocking. We want to be under control, but I want a nice, good wide base, and I want my feet to be active. Get your feet active to make sure that we are under control and can be balanced when I'm approaching this DB. This is a perfect textbook position. Now, third tip to improve your blocking is that you have to make sure that we have that explosion in the blocking game, right? So we have to make sure that, yes, my feet want to be active. Yes, I want to be in a good base. Yes, I want to keep a good pad level and be under control. But when I do get hands, I want to drive from my feet, drive from my legs, and drive from my hips. That's where we get that power. So I get hands, I want to drive up. I want to shoot my hips through. That's why it's so important for wide receivers to work explosive movements like power cleans, jump squats, plyometrics like box jumps, for example. That's why it's so important, because that explosion is what directly translates into the blocking game. Blocking is not about having a strong upper half. This is why a lot of receivers have it misguided, that they think, oh, I do bench press to help me with blocking. A, you never play football off your back. B, all the power that you're generating comes from this lower half. That's why that stuff's more important. That's why explosive movements are more important, because that drive is what helps you knock that DB back. And again, I'm not saying we have to deck him like he does on this play every time, but if I could drive him back 5 yards, I want to keep my feet active. I want to drive from my hips and drive from my legs, and I will be a more efficient blocker in the run game. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job by this receiver being under control, keeping those active feet, staying in that strong base, and then driving that DB back to be an asset in the run game. Fellas, if you guys want to play at the next level, you have to be able to block. Blocking is one of those things that will stand out on film to a college coach. All right, guys. guys, we want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section. I always appreciate the feedback from you guys. Always great hearing from you, hearing the new ideas that you have, because you guys are what fueled the channel, so I 100% appreciate it. And again, fellas, if you're local to one of those 8 cities that we are traveling out to this offseason, we would love to have you out to one of our off-season training camps in Houston, Texas, Phoenix, Arizona, Newark, New Jersey, Atlanta, Georgia, Chicago, Illinois, Dallas, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, and Los Angeles, California. So check out that very first link below if you're local to one of those areas or want to come out and get some work in with us. We would absolutely love to have you out. I'll see you guys next time.